should be able to take off now. Oh. There's always people trying to steal my whips. Usually I keep it on friends and crew, which it was on, but I just had forgotten to send you a friend request already. Oh god, that is violent from the back. Yeah, he just like pulls you back. And because it doesn't give me an actual altimeter back here, you're gonna have to tell me when we're at max altitude so I can open the cargo bay door. Probably a good idea. Although from max altitude, I might actually be able to do it from the ocean. I'm hoping I'm gonna get a decent flight time out of this. There's actually a cool trick you might not know with a Ruiner. If you're ever going in reverse and you need to like turn around quickly, rather than turning, hit your bunny hop and then activate your parachute and it will pull you forward instantly. Yeah, it'll get you over people's cars, all sorts of fucked up shit. Like there's people who are like, you can't save yourself in a Ruiner. I mean, I can, just not easy. I found a solution. Just slamming on the fucking rear accelerator right now and holding myself against the back wall. I'm sure it's worse with that JTO because it didn't seem like you used the JTO to take off. Oh, yeah, you it's just like the jet boost in any of the rocket cars. You click your joystick. Oh, so it only works when you're on the ground. It's a jet assisted takeoff. Only works on takeoff. Yeah, it's the same thing on the jetpack. If you're on the ground, like actually touched down and it fully starts, you click your joystick, you get that fat jump into the air. That fucking JTO is so nice. Yeah. I've noticed that not very many people have the Babushka. It turned out to be an even bigger waste of money than like the fucking Ruiner and things like that. I think it might be a bigger waste of money than even the fucking like that Luxor Deluxe $10 million jet, purely on the fact that at least the $10 million jet holds 11 people. So you could fill that bitch up with 10 of your friends and rain hell on a lobby because they can all equip machine guns when they're in the passengers. Like you don't have passive mode, but you're essentially a flying machine gun turret. You're being chased by a deluxe. Okay. thought it might have been one of the people that joined off my friends list, but I didn't see the blue circle, and I was like, actually, being my age, you might actually remember the show fucking Tailspin. I love that show. It's so hard to find nowadays. I've hunted for it, and it's actually surprisingly difficult to find online. There are episodes on YouTube, but they're shit quality with really low audio. Like, I had my TV maxed and still couldn't hear them. But what I did notice on it is that you buy them, you buy the DVDs. But my stepsister actually owned every single episode. I had to borrow the DVDs from her or something. Fucking figure out a way to dub them with my PlayStation. There's gotta be a way. I feel like I should be able to use screen review. I had a buddy who convinced me to play it, because he wouldn't stop spamming me invites, and I was like, fuck it. The only two games we have in common are GTA and Mortal Kombat. I'll give it a shot. And fucking, like, I just got so over it. I ended up giving him a taste of his own medicine though. I fucking slammed him like 100 invites to Fortnite because he would just spam me, and I'd be like, God damn it, I'm trying to do something, Shadow. Even worse, because I get him on my phone. It's like, I'm sitting here trying to do something on my phone, and then fucking 100 invites are coming through. I'm like, really? Make sure you slow down a little bit. Apparently I'm moving too fast for door control. Whew. He jumped inside. Still too quick. Okay. Now open. Load. I'm totally navigating by the mini map because I'm doing this in third person cinematic cam. Damn, I actually got more time out of this shit than I thought I would. That was what I needed to do. This is how you make a ruiner worth the time. think I got a minute and a half. Minute and a half of hang time. Right. I walked into the fucking blades. Yeah. Crashing in the back of a plane and then falling a few miles will do that to something. I'm not sure where the closest one. Really, it's about using less throttle than you think you need. Kind of like the Banshee. X. You're better off to just fucking blow it up since you don't pay insurance on special vehicles. I think I've only had one car have a higher fucking repair fee than that. That was an Elegy Retro back when they were still 20 grand if you summed it up. Managed to get it to like $19,000 in damage on my car. That's where they messed up with this plane though. It's just so fucking slow. God damn, she's a dirty bird. I mean, I kind of like the propellers because I get what they were going for. They were trying to do like a Russian version of like a B-52 bomber mixed with like an AC-130. Because they can't do a B-52 and they can't do an AC-130. Those are actually real planes. They did the closest thing they could. Yeah. I love that plane. If you have the PC mods, you can actually spawn that shit in. You can open the nose on that plane. Okay, make it $12 million. I'll still pay for it. I buy everything. Like, they know for a fact someone like me is gonna buy that plane. But what would make it a Pegasus vehicle and it'd be just screwed off. Hey, give me buy 2 hangars. I'd be totally down with being able to own like fucking another 20. I hit my limit on planes I could own. I didn't even know that was a legitimate thing until it happened. People had told me that you could fill up a hangar, and I was like, okay, I've bought in a lot of planes, it's not full, and then I filled a hangar. Oh yeah, I know what plane I came in here to get. No, I brought it in so that it would get repaired. I thought I bought the 22 up. I'm gonna make sure.
Ah, let's get his bird some wings. Tell me what you want, and I'll give it to you. How exactly do you want it?
No, Lester, I don't want to be scenario that's set up. Unless Rockstar wants to put that shit on you. Flying out to the sail in Shelby. What'd you send to me? Ah. Don't send it to him. I want to see if he tries to fuck with my piracy promotion. I would love to rack his ass with gauge. Very few people mess with piracy. Realize that it's kind of a waste of their time. If you try to take on someone's yacht, you are one balls backwards. Oh shit! Don't crash into the yacht! Don't crash into the yacht! Not what I do. Crash into yachts. I'm not flying a normal helicopter. I pulled out the Tula, so it's like a little bit trickier to fly this thing. But it is a fun plane. I was actually kind of thinking I was going to land it in the water next to the yacht. I'm landing it on the helipad. The bombs are useful though. Time to chill in a hot tub with piracy. And what else are you supposed to do? No one ever manages to fuck with your god. Yeah. At this point, I've gotten so comfortable at doing it that I'll just go and literally sit in the hot tub and let my character drink beer. Yeah. I get plenty of warning if anybody comes near this thing. See all your little red blips from here. Turn on my expanded radar and sit here. People seem to think that there's some magical trick to figuring out when people are coming at you. It's called expanded radar. Yeah. See, I don't bother with opening the map because it's like there could be people that are off just doing other things, but if they're within expanded radar range, they're probably coming back. again, I was trying to help a buddy out doing one of the actual steal missions, because while I never steal supplies, apparently a couple of my buddies don't think it's worth paying for them, so I helped them out on one. So fucking not worth stealing those things. I could have ran 2 Bogdans. By the time I've stolen it, the supplies have been delivered, and I could have already ran Bogdan. Which paid for my fucking supply. Start collecting crates here in a second. Yeah. I moved it back over here. I had it in Polito for a while, over next to my facility, but I just decided I won't go back over. Yeah. I had that one for a little bit, and I've thought about switching my male character back to having it, because I do like the Land Act Reservoir facility. It's way closer to my office, but at the same time, I run Bogdan too much, so I kind of need the London. Yeah, I've gotten it at this point to where I can get the Elite Challenge every time, and I have it under 10 minutes, so just kind of ruins the point when I can just have a facility that's the same distance that the trip skip puts me. I mean, while guns are by no means hard to come by in this country, it's nowhere near like people make it out, or like movies and TV shows make it out to be. It's not actually that easy to get your hands on a gun either. So yeah, that's the thing, is like everybody on the news, especially in America, they try to make this huge deal about how there's like no security and how background checks are pathetic, and that's not true at all. Like, the few cases where prohibitive persons manage to get firearms legally are almost always due to observational oversight, in which case generally one of their family members or friends either knew that they were planning on doing something wrong, or even told someone that they were planning on doing something wrong, and no one did anything about it. That is not blamed on the system, because that person was not allowed to own a gun no matter what. It should be blamed on the person that didn't step forward and say this motherfucker doesn't deserve to own a gun. But don't blame it on the system, because I've bought in firearms, and that background check process is not easy. I mean, it is only a 30-minute check. Like, you do walk in there, you fill out some paperwork, they call the FBI, they run a check right there. It is an instantaneous check. You can, especially in a state like where I live in, you can walk out the door 45 minutes with your gun in hand, full purchase done. However, at the same time, they run a full crim check on you through the FBI database, which includes all state databases, and it even includes certain medical databases. So if it gets past them, it's because of oversight, not because you were allowed to own a gun. And like the fucking, like the gun show loophole that you'll hear about a lot, that's complete bullshit. It just depends on the state you live in. If you're at an actual licensed gun show in every single state that I've been in, and even ones that I haven't been to that I've talked to people who have purchased firearms at gun shows in, most legitimate vendors, if not all legitimate vendors, are going to have you fill out a NICS form because they have an FFL license and they aren't going to risk their fucking gun dealer's license just so you can get your gun without paperwork. However, that guy who's walking around the floor with 3 different rifles and 5 different handguns, or the guy who just has a booth set up with a personal collection, he's not a dealer. He doesn't have an FFL. And in my state, where I live in Oregon, a private transfer of a firearm between 2 legal citizens is not a crime. So I can buy a gun from him, and I don't even legally have to show him my ID. No bill of sale is required. I'm going to fill out a bill of sale because I want his ID and our ID number on file if I find out the gun's stolen. But that's for my own records. And that's what anyone who's smart about purchasing anything is going to do. Whether it's a car, a gun, or a fucking anything that you're purchasing secondhand, you get a fucking bill of sale. Because then if anything happens, you can be like, no, I bought this from this motherfucker. Yeah, here in the States, I mean, I have a state where cannabis is considered legal. However, on a federal basis, it's illegal, and so if I were to admit to cannabis use at all on any form, I would lose my right to own a firearm. So technically, I illegally own a firearm. I would fall into that category of prohibited persons. Me getting guns falls into the category of observational oversight because I filled out a form and fudged information. I said that I never smoked weed. That's a lie. I don't give a fuck. I don't know any stoners that are gonna fucking murder someone that often. Like, stoners are remarkably chill. They don't just go shoot fucking people. If a stoner's gonna shoot somebody, it's because they're trying to steal our weed. That's like the only time we're gonna shoot a motherfucker. Other than that, we are chill. We're sitting here smoking a bowl, fucking eating some potato chips. And some motherfucker breaks in the house and tries to jack our ass, and we plug them because that's what they get. Yeah. One of the things I miss about California is how many guns there are in dispensaries. Even though that shit's illegal as hell, you're not allowed to have a firearm in a dispensary at all. There's so many guns in those fucking stores because they've been robbed so many times that they're like, fuck it, the police aren't gonna come. If someone tries to break in this bitch, I'm gonna shoot their ass. I'm gonna deal with the consequences. I hate that shit. Boys the hell out. I worked for a fucking smoke shop owned by a Hispanic couple. It was kind of weird. Fun. Kind of weird. It's where I learned how the fucking smoke shop dispensary game worked. They owned both, but I learned a whole hell of a lot more about how a dispensary works working in a glass store than I did in a dispensary. Let's just say if I'm ever in any state and I need bud, I know how to get it. Easily now. Like, I don't even have to try to find a guy who knows a guy. I'm gonna just go into the fucking first 3 smoke shops I see and I'm gonna know which one's which, and I'm just gonna walk to the back. You don't ask questions, you don't see if you can get weed here, you walk into the back, you drop your fucking money on the table. They hand you what you need. At least that's how Oregon and California work. I don't know. I was able to pull it off in Washington, so I'm imagining most of America works that way. I could probably pull it off in Europe too. It's illegal basically everywhere. Even places that it's technically legal, it's illegal because the UN has fucking specific scheduling on narcotics in and of themselves. So any country that has signed on to the UN Nation Pact also has to abide by that schedule. It doesn't matter whether or not America's federal government decides that they don't want cannabis to be illegal anymore. They signed a treaty that says that cannabis is legal. But so did Spain. So did fucking a couple other countries that have legalized cannabis. So we'll see how things play out. I like staying up to date on it because it's really interesting. Yeah. Oh, someone is shooting my yacht. Jet. They got here too late. My piracy prevention is already over. But come on, buddy. Make another strafing run. Oh, he already left. Yeah. I actually like the game tag. I'm always down for a Mass Effect reference.
Monsieur?
That's what I did too. He started shooting explosive bullets at my yacht. He expected me to not turn the bombs back on. Fuck.
I say this yacht is worth every dollar.
Yeah, if you can get 3 or 4 people together, piracy preventions are pretty easy to take down. You just have someone pull out their Avenger, and then you have a gunner, and then one guy who jumps out and swims under the yacht. That gunner just wrecks everything on the fucking yacht, and then the other guy swims up and goes to the circle, because he can't be killed by the gunner shooting, he just stands there while the fucking guy rains hell on the little spot. And you get $5 grand. Not worth it. I hate Akulas. Come on home, girl. I need some good. Better message me before fucking 2. Because you got killed by my boat? How the fuck am I gonna 1v1 you? You were trash enough to get killed by a boat. You can 1v1? Keep coming at my boat.